What's the other one? Love, Death, and Robots.
Yeah. What about I also too? I think y'all just talked about this within the last few weeks. Adolescence.
I haven't watched. Chanel watched it, but I haven't watched it.
Yeah, I watched it. I made it all the way to the last episode, but when I stopped watching it, I was like, all right, cool, it's a good place to stop. And the next day, I went to watch it, but I started a little late. And then when it was like the last 20 minutes, I started just nodding off, and I ended up waking up and it was something else on, so I ended up missing it.
We on both.
Okay.
Jose, hook us up. I think we are live, people. We are live.
Yep.
Let's see how we looking.
I stopped watching.
My fault.
All right. Yeah, we live, baby. What's good, everybody? What is happening? It's a special day. First of all, we're back. We missing Al, but he here in spirit.
Alonzo.
But we are officially streaming live on YouTube and Instagram. So make sure y'all, join us. Just watch us on Instagram. You can do that, or pull up to the YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna need maybe one of y'all to watch the Instagram live, and Jose, you can probably be on the YouTube live on your phone.
Oh yeah,
you got it. All right, y'all know the deal. We got to let everybody know that we live, so we're going to send out some posts, you know what I mean? Let them know it's just cracking right now. How's everybody doing? Everybody straight?
Yeah.
Straight.
Can't really complain, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's been an interesting week.
Did y'all figure out what was wrong with the wheel?
Yes. Live chat. No, so I think she's gonna have to. What's the word? It's something with the engine. Might have to do a new engine.
What?
I know it's crazy, but we know some people, so it might not be as bad. Hold on.
Are we in here? I just wanted to just see.
And then the real squad.
I feel like it should be a way you can pull up the chat on TV. Could be wrong.
Hold it down.
What's going on, everybody? Everybody straight? All the viewers out there,
and load on.
Let us know.
Let us know how we looking.
Yeah, for sure.
Slide up in there.
Let me see.
Right now. Hey, yo. Yeah, I seen the Kings lost.
They got cooked.
Man.
Where is Santana in here? Baked chicken.
He ducking.
Baked chicken. I don't want to hear nothing.
Man, I don't know, man. I got a random ass. I started looking at the bracket. I wouldn't be surprised.
What's up, Q?
Hey, Q, how you
know?
feel
You already
about
know it's Warriors all day. It's time. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Bruh,
Q, I know how you feeling.
Q, I'm going to say it. I told Jose before the camera came on. Houston Rockets.
What up, Cheeto?
Pop Sockets. Hot Pockets.
Pop Rocket. I was able to get the chat
Warriors
on the screen.
6, baby.
I was able to get the chat on the screen.
I randomly, for some reason, I could see the Clippers. The Clippers winning the championship randomly.
Let me see. Share.
That's my
copy link. All right, we almost done, y'all. Thank you for everybody for pulling up, though, for sure.
Yeah.
All the usuals. And like I said, if you didn't hear, you hear it now. We are live on Instagram as well. So if you want to just watch us on Instagram, you can. As a matter of fact, do us a favor and let us know how that audio sound on Instagram. Let me know. But
you want me on one of them?
Yeah, just check IG for the chat just in case. You know what I mean? Because we're gonna have more people pulling up.
But I know, but besides the Warriors, though, I just randomly, bro.
Oh, you know what?
How you feel about them Clippers? Random, bro.
How I feel about them?
Like, if just take the Warrior, you know what I mean? Take the Warriors out. Take that Warrior bias out. Just who can you see?
With a healthy Kawhi, they looking good.
They're looking crazy right now.
They looking pretty good.
And they got the Nuggets.
I will say they center is cool, but I don't know if he's gonna be able to contain Jokic.
Zubac, that's my guy, man.
No, don't get me. That's why I said I'm not taking no discredit.
I know. I'm just saying that's my guy.
Yeah, but I would take Jokic over Zubac.
Of course.
You know what I mean? He's still going.
Of course, but
You know what I mean?
matchup team to team, especially with the healthy Kawhi.
So that's why I'm saying, who you think Luka gonna have to guard, Kawhi or Harden? Because I think he might have a better chance guarding Kawhi because Harden is gonna cook him. Like,
yeah, but also too,
he too shifty. I think he too shifty for Luka.
For sure, and I hear you, but at the same time, whoever Luka gonna have to guard, he gonna have help anyways. We're behind him regardless. So, that's just how it works with him, especially.
But did you see our game yesterday?
Nah, I missed it.
Shit.
Bruh, they legit was trying everything they could for Memphis to win. It's getting to a point where these refs need to be held accountable.
Wasn't the Warriors up big at one point, or
Yeah.
are you talking about how they even came back?
But it's not even that, bro. Like, they called that foul on Draymond when dude literally had his arm wrapped. He was pushing off Draymond to get the rebound.
Mm-hmm.
That's an offensive. I don't care who you is. Warriors, that's a foul, my guy. And that would have been bruh's sixth foul. So he would have had to sit down. Then they called that foul on Podenchinsky, but he hit all ball. He didn't even touch bruh. Then they tried to call that loose ball foul on Kevon Looney. Moses Moody had the ball, and Kevon was behind, bro. Like he didn't even touch him. So you get what I mean? Yeah. It's like, bro, at some point these refs have to start being held accountable for the way they be calling some of these games. Like against the Clippers, they came out, made a statement apologizing for how they officiated that game. Like, come on, bro. You costing people like certain seedings and spots. You can't do that shit.
And
like,
money. You know what I'm saying too. You know what I mean? We feel that. You know what I mean? Like,
I heard a lot of people, they parlay got messed up from when the ref ejected Trae Young, and he literally just passed the ref the ball, but the ref wasn't paying attention and he dropped it. So he's like, Tech. Man. Everybody was like, what? So then Trae Young walked up to me, he snatched the ball.
Oh, yeah, I saw that, yeah.
But I'm like, come on, bro. That wasn't no reason to give nobody no tech, bro. Like, let's be real, man.
Trae Young actually held me down. It was somebody else that catted off on me, man. I swear, bro. These playing games, boy. I'm sitting there watching like, bro, this shit fixed for sure, bro. You know what I'm saying? But
let me get these intros out the way, y'all. Hold on. Y'all over here, Parlay Jose in here. We got J. Delgado in the building. Clap it up one time for the big guy.
In the building.
AKA Mr. Moneybags.
No.
We got Stony Stark Stacks in the building.
It's cracking.
Brice Wayne, and of course, my man Al. I think he's on a little mini vacation himself. I think he had to do something for work, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, though, in Arizona. So we'll see him next week.
Call you Coachella.
We missed last week because Brice put up to Coachella. It was a decent time. This is the third time I went. I don't think I could do it again.
For real?
Nah, yep. It's exactly what it is. And it's not like, it's more of a mental and a little bit of physical thing. Because in order to get the whole experience, you got to make it to all the shows. You know what I'm saying? To fully appreciate Coachella. And I feel like the first day had about 5 different performances that we made it to, but it's not like, this stage right here, then you walk over to this stage. No, it's this stage, walk all the way over here to this stage, then you walk all the way over here to this stage, then you gotta go back to this stage. And it's not simple. It's not a simple layout. If you're not familiar with it, you're gonna need a map. It is bad. And it's like, I've been 3 times. This is the most people I've ever seen. It was crazy, man.
It was heavy
so. I seen
it was ridiculous.
I seen a video from Shoreline Mafia's performance. It was packed. They brought out 03 Greedo. They brought out 03 Greedo and Mike Sherm, bro. They showed the crowd. I was like,
bro, Travis Scott, way, bro. Megan Thee Stallion, Mustard. When I say it almost felt like the entirety of the park just stopped to face that way of the stadium. I'm like, bruh, this is insane. Like looking over the crowd, like just looking around at how many people was there. And I think on 2 of the occasions we was actually right in front. So we was directly in front for Mustard and directly in front for Glorilla. And I had to on the camera, you can do like a 1.5 view and it kind of zoom out so you can kind of like see more. And I did that and I like panned over the crowd. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I'm like, bruh, we are in the shit right now. And there was one performer. You know who Yeet is? You heard of Yeet?
Mm-hmm.
Never really fucked with him like that, you know what I'm saying? Lil J like him, you know what I mean? He a YN, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not thinking nothing of it, you know. We right in the front, cause we gonna stay for Yeeks, cause obviously after him, Glorilla come on, but we want to be right in the front. When I say that was probably one of the dopest performances and the most lit, I'm talking about only him and Travis Scott has mosh pits. I think Travis had like 2 or 3. He had like 3, bro, for sure. I'm talking about these motherfuckers is going crazy. I'm like, all right, hold on. It's about to be elbow time because it's getting crazy in here. But he had it popping. So I wasn't even expecting that. But that made me go and listen to his music a little bit more. I'm like, hold on, what? This is actually kind of slapping right now, and these motherfuckers is singing it word for word, and I can barely understand what he's saying on the stage. I'm just looking at the young cats like, that's what he said. Okay.
So what is this? What does he sound like? What kind of sound is it?
He's like the I don't want to say mumble rap, but he's kind of like
he got a couple bangers.
Yeah, he used the auto tune though for sure. So it's like the auto tune plus the mumble talk rap.
Okay.
So it's like,
imagine.
I don't even know how to explain it.
I can imagine.
Yeah. But it slapped though.
Did you see the Nobu in there?
The Nobu.
They said they had a Nobu pop-up restaurant in Coachella.
Oh.
So other than the performances, it's the food. It is hella venues and like experiences. So you can do like the High Chew experience, the Coca-Cola experience, the Alaska Airlines experience. It's ridiculous amounts of experiences you can do. And so, I mean, we tried to make it to the top food places, but I'm saying like it was incredibly crowded. Like we had to kind of like plan ahead, like, okay, we're going to leave a little bit early from making a stallion because there ain't gonna be nobody at the food court. Because everybody gonna be over here looking, but mind you, we gotta like maneuver through bruh. It was,
yeah.
But I say I brought the Simpsons Adidas slides, the whole shoe joint. I brought 3 pair of shoes. Ask me how many pair of shoes I wore out there.
The Adidas slides.
That's it.
Yeah.
That is the only thing you can do.
Was the easiest to clean.
The easiest to clean and the most comfortable because all day it ain't no sitting down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I brought some AEs and I brought some Air Forces, and I'm like, nah, it's bad. Those are dumbass comfortable.
I was about to say the AEs and the Simpsons, you probably would have been able to.
Yeah, but the AEs, see the little holes on the side, cookies. The cleaning process would have been in the because it's like dust and grass. So like it's majority grass, but on that walkout, it get mad stampede-ish, man. So
yeah, no, I heard some people was getting there at like 3 a.m. to get to their like inside and to get to their campground, and they wasn't getting in till like 1 p.m.
It can
be there from 3 a.m. to 1, bro. I would have been going nuts.
No, so I would say that's believable this time because of how many people. Like I said, I've been 3 times. I've never seen as many people there, and I think it was damn near more people camping versus the more people coming in from like Airbnbs already. Because every time we put up, we parked in like 10 minutes, got in like 20. So it was real simple for us. Like, I'm like, damn, that's crazy. I mean, I thought it was going to be a lot more chaotic getting in here and finding a park and we parked in the same place 3 days in a row. I'm like, damn, that's crazy.
So, but the times you went previously, you've actually camped there?
And it was not that crazy. You know what I'm saying? They do like, you know, it's like almost like a TSA because they don't want you bringing hella shit in there. So they open your coolers, do all the shit and check your bag. So they want you to buy the alcohol and stuff there. But they don't be hella thorough. It was a lot of people, and I think they were pretty thorough.
I'd have been putting shit where my spare tire go.
Yeah, you know, there's ways around it for sure.
I'd have been taking off A-pillars, putting. That's
exactly how I was moving. Shit, you know what I'm saying? Because we was bringing our own bottle, but I put it where the spare tire was at, and after I parked, I just we popped the trunk, sat in the car for a minute, got right, and then went in.
So would you, if you've never been before, would you suggest at least camping one time?
Yes, because you get the full experience. Because I was telling Jose,
you go back to your. You can
get smacked, right, and just walk back to the camp. You don't got to worry about driving. But also after Coachella's over at 1 a.m., you have the campsite carnival pretty much, and that shit don't close to about 4. So they got food, drinks, games, the fucking silent disco, like a trippy dome where you go in off shrooms and pills or whatever. You just look at all the trippy shit and everybody's like laying on the ground together. Pretty turned up.
Wait, so with that one, do they provide that? when you?
No, it's suggested like this is what this is for. So if you on it, feel free. But people that do that offer it. Okay. So it's like you pull up, you're like, are you? I'm like, yeah. Like I say so when I went.
So you take drugs from strangers.
Back in the day, boy, look, that's the only thing I say about Coachella back like earlier. It was a lot more peaceful. I mean, not peaceful, but like it was a little bit more community vibe. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? But this time it was like every man for himself.
That was pre-Fent era.
Yeah. So, all right, hold on. Let's get into these topics, man. What we got this week? Stacks had a pretty good lineup. Obviously, follow us on TikTok and Instagram @_Real Squad, so you can stay up to date, and now you can see when we go live, because obviously we live on Instagram right now. Shout out to all the Instagram folks that pulled up.
Shout out.
But today we are gonna talk about, man, the Direwolves are back, man. If you watch Game of Thrones, you know anything about history, Direwolves are a real thing. We'll get into that. Sinners doing a 10 out of 10 on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's crazy.
I have and it's shot in IMAX 70mm, and I'm going to go see that tomorrow in 70mm at Demetrion. So I'm pretty excited.
Oh, you going to SF though? Huh?
Yes, it's gonna be at 3.
All right.
And we got a trailer for Predator Killer of Killers, a new Predator anime, and LeBron got a Barbie. Some interesting things going on. Without further ado, let's get right into it with, what was the first thing? Oh, Direwolves. So Jose, I want to
go ahead.
Jose,
yep.
Game of Thrones.
Thrones, swords, sire.
So do you remember the Direwolf situation? Do you remember? All right, well,
did you see? You saw some of it though,
no,
right?
I don't.
He saw it, but he wasn't. He more so looked up the rolling tray and rolled up as it was on. He wasn't really watching.
So basically,
playing the game.
So basically, the people from the north, their like symbol was like a wolf, and they all got a wolf puppy. All the kids got a wolf puppy, and that stayed with them for majority of like the couple first seasons and shit. So I mean, they was kind of a big part. That's why I asked, did you see it? Because like it was legit within the first. It was like a big thing.
So everybody gets a pet wolf
from the north.
From where Jon Snow is from.
Yeah.
So I think his might have lasted. Lymeria and Ghost. So I think he was the last ones to survive. Yeah.
Okay. So how far was that from Winterfell?
Winterfell.
Which one?
Those are the
name of the wolves.
He can. But let's just get into it. All right, so we all seen Jurassic Park.
Yep.
That's basically what they did.
That's exactly what they did, bro.
They found the DNA from a fossil, put it with, I think it was with Grey Wolf, and then one of the distant cousins was like, it's not a coyote from here, it's like an African or Alaskan coyote that are bigger. That was the closest ones to it, and they like whatever missing parts from the DNA, they used that. They used it from the Grey Wolf and from the coyote.
They needed to get like a 99.95% accuracy in order to do it.
Wait, is this a show or something? Or
no, this is real. This is real life.
Yeah.
Yes, they brought an extinct animal back.
Okay. So it's been extinct for 10,000 years. And so the dude that did it, I just watched his little interview he did with Joe Rogan. It's literally a tech nerd. This dude don't know nothing about it. He just thought it would be interesting to do. But he got the money. So he provided the money to the scientists and pretty much put this team together. Like, I'm going to call it the Jurassic Park team. And they were able to get all these pieces from, like, they was going to museums. Like, hey, you got this fossil, you got this fossil. And some fossils didn't have enough. But it was one museum who had a direwolf head in like a bucket. That wasn't displayed, but on that head was a tooth, and that tooth had like the majority of the remaining DNA that they needed, and so they was able to construct the entire DNA strand, and they made 3. I think it's
Romulus,
Remus,
Romulus, and I can't think of the third one.
Khaleesi. They named it after one of the Game of Thrones characters. So they got 3 of them. But it's hella funny because just like in Jurassic Park, Joe Rogan was like, so are we worried about them, like, mating and making more? He was like, no. We in the DNA process, we made sure that they won't be able to reproduce. And I'm like, that's literally what they did with Jurassic Park.
What did he say? He said nature always finds a way.
You're right. So I'm already getting the vibes. So other than them making the direwolf, they did a mammoth mouse. So the big thing is the original idea was to recreate the woolly mammoth.
They said that's next.
Yeah, that's next. But the first thing they did was the mammoth mouse, a woolly mouse. And they're like, they super cute, but they got the hair of a woolly mammoth. So that they was able to like, okay, this could work. Because they did it with the mice. So not only have they created a new species with the woolly mouse, they already kind of like, you know what I'm saying? They already been playing around in this field.
They using, what is it, the East Asian elephant for that one?
I think it's the African elephant. It's one with the tall head. I think because it looks more like the mammoth.
It's the closest related to it. But they're talking about bringing back a couple of different. It's what's that one, like they called it a tiger, but it kind of looked like a dog and had the stripes on it. Tan something. They're talking about bringing that back. They had him in, the last one was in a zoo, like
the 80s. That's not too bad. That's not too far off.
But wouldn't y'all think that they probably working on something a little bit more ridiculous that they ain't telling us about?
This is what I'm bringing.
Jurassic Park shit?
That's what I'm. So look, I'm literally saying like once they get the mammoth out the way, which is like, you know, we started this to do this, but the dude is a nerd, so he's like, let's do a direwolf. You know what I'm saying?
And see, it's
coming,
and they wanted to bring the mammoth back for geological reasons. So like when the woolly mammoth, they said when it would walk and like herd through like Alaska and stuff, it would compact the ice to make it more dense, to keep it from, basically they trying to help prevent global warming, because you know they saying the ice is melting.
It's some believability to it, because even with the
they said it would be, and they said the ice tundras would be more flat compared to all these high ass mountains and shit because of how big they were and how they was. So I mean they have some.
Let's develop these animals
method to the
so we can pat down the ice.
Yeah, no.
Like,
first of all, no. So those are like
movie
you know,
shit,
for
bro.
sure. So that would be something like we want to bring them back. But look, if we do, this can happen. You know what I'm saying? So they have reasons for even with the direwolves, because there's certain, you know how overpopulation can happen. Like it's one area, I think they call like Pig Island, where it's just flooded with pigs, and people go in helicopters and machine guns and just chop them down because there's so many of them. Yeah. So that's why they are developing more predators or letting more predators loose in certain areas to kind of cut down on the population. So that's a pro to the direwolf. Like if we do more, and you know what I'm saying, mind you, they got this motherfuckers, they got them hidden in North America somewhere. They can't tell you where it's at because you got diehard fans, crazy people. I mean, it was such a big deal. James Cameron, he bought the Game of Thrones chair. He has it, the actual prop. He called bros like, hey, bring the direwolves through. I want to take a picture on my chair. And they did it, you know what I'm saying? And George R.R. Martin, the creator, also pulled up to take a pictures with him or whatever. But this is gonna get to the point where they're gonna probably test the waters with, like, since they can play with the DNA, let's say they want to make a raptor, but they'll make it like the size of a small cat. You know what I'm saying? Because
they're for surely doing that.
Yeah,
bro.
they're gonna do it because you can do a woolly mouse or a mammoth mouse. You can do a smaller version of a velociraptor. Take some lizard DNA or whatever, and just start catting and just make a smaller version. But what they tell the community, what they tell the world,
but see, they don't know. People always say the closest thing to like raptors and shit is like birds.
Yeah, chickens.
So so what if they make a chicken-sized velociraptor?
That'll be. When we had that discussion about how dangerous 3 of them could be, even one, like those things are dumbass smart.
Think about. Remember, I think it was it Jurassic Park 3 when they had to go get the sun? That was 3, right? And remember,
I think so. No, it might have been 2. Either way, whatever.
But you remember you remember them little ass ones?
Yeah,
that was mobbing on
they
shit.
Killed that little girl in the beginning.
That was 2, right? Because they was getting on bro from Space Jam.
Yeah.
Fat bro with the glasses.
Yeah. I think
no, that's number 1. I'm not talking about the one with the hood that spit the acid.
Oh,
that's number
part
1.
2.
And it was just one of them that got on him at first and ran him back into the truck. That was the one that had the hood like a cobra and could spit.
Yeah, the spit.
I'm not talking about that
favorite
one.
dinosaur.
I'm talking about the movie with the Spinosaurus in it. Remember,
It's the second one.
Is that your sat phone? Remember the dinosaur that ate it
and shit it out.
I don't remember that.
But remember they had them little ass dinosaurs.
They was probably like nigga 50 deep,
nigga.
bro, and they rolled on this little girl,
small, bro, like the size of a Chihuahua base, or maybe a little bit bigger.
Wreaking havoc,
mobbing on shit.
So I'm gonna say 10 years from now, We'll probably have our first, maybe even less than 10 years. We're gonna have a woolly mammoth for sure. But
bro, we probably
the dinosaur is coming, bro.
That's what I'm saying, bro. They just only telling us what they telling us, bro. They probably got a couple of them things already cooking up. You know what I'm saying?
But like I said, like a smaller version. Like let's see if we can make a smaller version, just to see if we can do it. Just like the mammoth mouse. Like we gonna do it just a little bit. Okay, we did it. We brought a baby or a little ass T-Rex or a little ass, which is probably the most dopest. Could you imagine being a part of that team? That shit is incredible, bro. Because you already did some crazy shit.
So I hear you on that. But what if it's slightly bigger than that? Like maybe let's just say 3 times bigger than that.
3 times bigger than what?
Than what you saying?
Like a chicken?
Nah, even bigger. Let's just say that.
No, bigger, like 3 times bigger than a chicken, like a dog, or
like
that's very dangerous. But at the same time, if they got one, they can keep it contained, I guess. But at the same time, I heard raptors can open up doors. You know what I'm saying? I done seen it in Jurassic. I seen Jurassic. I seen it.
And things are smart, boy.
Hey man,
yeah,
that would be interesting.
And Joe Rogan said something pretty clever too. He was like, these animals or these species have been dormant for over 10,000 hella years. So who gonna know what they gonna think when they wake back up? Like the direwolves is living right now. So those genes waking up in this time, like this is a lot easier than when, you know what I'm saying? Like this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? They got people like trying to raise them, whatever.
And so I don't know. I'm also wondering about that because apparently direwolves were pretty fucking big.
They're the biggest ones.
They were pretty.
They're the
fucking
biggest
big,
ones, bro.
Like
they're the biggest ones.
Like a gray wolf by itself is fucking huge, bro. So it's like you saying with this shit being dormant, how do they really know that they? I mean, I get it with like the mammoth mouse. You know how big a mouse can get. It's only. Yeah. I've seen some big ass rats. I think the biggest rat I've seen is probably like the size of a rabbit. That's pretty big for a rat. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But you not knowing how big this actual wolf is going to get, that's kind of wild, bro. Because when I saw it has the gray wolf DNA, so you know it's possible to get as big as a gray wolf, but it could keep going further than that. So it's like, so I get what you saying. Like, like. What if that's like basically what Jose is saying? What if it start off the size of a chicken and then grow to the size of a cane corso or
you can't. I don't think that's really like that's why
crazy,
I'm thinking.
We've seen so many movies. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm thinking that they're nerds, so they obviously can think how we think. But at the same, so I think they're gonna be watching and like just taking precautions, measuring. They may think that too, but do they care? Right, because you talking about these nerds and these scientists, but they could be a mad scientist and be like, you seen, like I said, we've seen these movies. They could be like, but they could very well be this big. Yeah, I know. You know what I mean? Somebody that's just so much into it that they want to they might be so immersed into it that they might want to see the possibilities, maybe how big, maybe we could take over the world, me and you, maybe me and you know what I'm saying? It's possible. It's very possible.
So many movies, bro.
Because they ask, this is a question: should they be doing it? Is it morally incorrect to be bringing something that's been extinct back to life, or does it even matter? Or
so how I feel about that is, if the shit went extinct because of human error, I'ma say yes. I feel like it's okay. But if shit just naturally went extinct, like how shit with the dinosaurs, like that was a global phenomenon that humans did not control, had nothing to do with. I might be leaning more towards like no, but if it's something that we caused, like with
mammoths, technically we hunted them, like but they also died off by themselves.
So that's why I'm like,
but we did hunt a lot of them.
The things I feel like we had the animals I feel like that we had a big part in of them going extinct.
Buffalo.
I wouldn't be too on the bad side about bringing them back because we caused it, but like shit that kind of just faded out because of natural selection and stuff like that, it might be good to leave it alone because, bruh, like you go to, let's use a zoo for example. Like, bruh, like when I worked at San Francisco Zoo, it's certain shit we couldn't drive the carts to get through the zoo by the fucking hippo enclosure because the poles, they go into the ground. So if you hit one, it sends vibrations into the ground, and that happened one time, bruh. That shit fucking somebody was coming through, I guess, catting off, not paying attention, smacked one of the poles closest to the hippo enclosure, bro, and that motherfucker just rose up and walked through the fence like it was tissue.
Woo!
Nah, like it like it was no
cool.
little amount of effort, bro. Like I kid you not, it's like it'd be like a kindergartner trying to stand in your way. You it's not gonna be no kind of nothing. You just gonna go straight through. So with that being said, that's why I'm like, bro, are they actually gonna be able to contain some of these animals that they're trying to bring back? Because they can't even really contain some of the. You couldn't do it. You couldn't go by there on the rhino enclosure neither, because that motherfucker's gonna run straight through it. Like, you know what I mean?
If they do decide to create, let's just say dinosaurs from now, it's absolutely gonna have to be its own park. It can't be
that's Jurassic Park. They're bringing Jurassic Park to life, bro. How you gonna contain a pterodactyl?
Nah. And like I said, I don't think every single dinosaur is gonna be selected either. So it might be they might not select certain. So just to be on the safe side.
I mean, I'm okay with it. I say all that to say I'm still okay with it if you just doing some experimentation. You got the money for it, or even if you wanted to open up a park or whatever, so everybody could just see. You know what I'm saying? But I would rather hear that than to hear that we trying to pat the ice down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's just like if you wanted to just do some shit because you just said you had some money and you wanted to just try it out to experiment, or you wanted to maybe open up an amusement, you know what I'm saying, emporium or whatever, bro. Okay, you know what I'm saying? But don't sit there and tell me some bullshit because it sounds like bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's hella funny,
what
bro.
If they try to bring back the Meg?
I mean, that's kind of like, I don't think you can't capitalize on that as much because first of all, people have phobias and water is definitely one of them. You know what I'm saying? So even just to try to make money off of that, it's going to be a lot more difficult than having a Jurassic Park.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's not as bad as you think. It could be because you've been to places where you might walk down and it's like the water is above you, so you can see shit swimming above you, or you can see that.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know,
like an aquarium.
It could be something like that.
That's too big though to be contained. If that's the real thing, if they want to do it, that's gonna be way too big,
bro. If they, how you gonna contain that? That's too much. That's too much force. Too much.
And
power.
The way I think some researchers came out on how much these motherfuckers eat, or like you can't. Right. They're gonna ruin some shit for sure.
Especially
it's not gonna be no
get
food
out to like where certain like.
Yeah, you don't want that outside.
Yeah, it's gonna.
That's way harder to contain.
That sounds like some Black Mirror shit too. That's for funny.
Sure. We'll see. The future is gonna be incredible as far as AI. I guess robots can fall under that, and cloning. I guess so. We'll see what life brings within the next 5-10 years.
That's interesting, man.
All right.
I thought y'all was laying out a movie when y'all was talking
about
that.
That's real. Yeah. So you can look it up when you get a chance. Look it because they got like videos of them howling for the first time. And they're all white. All of them is white.
I googled it, and I guess one of them was on Time magazine or something.
Yeah. The youngest one is the girl.
Remus or Romulus?
Remus. Yeah, Remus. I saw that.
Yeah. Remus. So I think the boys is more full. Like they 6 months, but they look like full grown wolves already, which is crazy. The Sinners movie. My boy Ryan Coogler's movie and Justin and Michael B. Jordan is dropping tomorrow. I'm going to be seeing it. I'm super excited about it. But before it even came out, I believe, like you said, Rotten Tomatoes kind of had it at like 100% damn near already. And so it's apparently doing numbers. It's doing numbers.
They saying Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler is the best duo they could have ever linked up. That's what looking at the reports and them comparing the other movies that Ryan Coogler and him have done together, starting off with Fruitvale Station, Creed, Black Panther. Yeah. They saying that's one of the two hottest duos in cinema right now. I've
been trying to stay away from like a lot of the interviews because I don't want to like. I'm so far gone into this like spoiled trailer situation where I don't want to hear anything about the movie until I see it. And so it has been a couple of clips I've seen of Ryan Coogler talking about the movie and what he's doing as far as what he did to shoot in IMAX and how he called up Christopher Nolan because he knows Christopher Nolan does a lot of IMAX shit. And so just hearing Ryan Coogler say he called Christopher Nolan, knowing how Ryan Coogler is just unapologetically Oakland, you know what I'm saying? And him just having a phone conversation with like just English. That shit was hella dope to me, and like how he really in it, you know what I'm saying? So it's super inspiring, and like I'm so excited to the point where I watch movies all the time. So I'm obviously at the theater a lot, and obviously they play a lot of trailers. And I think I said it before. Every time the Sinners trailer popped up, or any trailer popped up that I don't want to be spoiled, I just excuse myself out the theater for like maybe a minute or two, then walk back in because I don't want to see anything. And it's really a crazy experience. I suggest y'all try it. Going into a movie like blind, just knowing the title, maybe knowing the premise, but no trailer.
That's what happened to me right now with Sinners.
So you ain't seen nothing?
I saw like the somewhat of the original first trailer of
I think that was a teaser.
Yeah, and even that one I didn't know what was going on. I just seen some nicely shot shit, and that's all I saw, but I still don't know what it's about.
Bro, so for me it's been hard because I've been especially with all the NBA games, even even March Madness. Bruh, it's been on every commercial break. Yeah. So like,
the promotion for it is crazy.
So that's what I'm saying. So like for me, it's been kind of hard for me too. Even when I'm watching, like I finally caught all the way up on Invincible, where they had clips on there, like on the ads and shit. So like, I would try to turn away, but if it's on the TV, I can't turn. Like I haven't. Sometimes the remote ain't by me for me to turn the channel, so I'll try to like look away or look at my phone. Or I done
got so good at this, bro. As far as ignoring it,
though, I've been trying.
No, I got you. So TikTok is crazy. Every 4 or 5 videos you scroll, Sinners clip. Yep. Even with Instagram, so a couple of reels, Sinners clip. The promotion is so insane, but I got so good at pinpointing it. I'm like, phew. Like I'm going past it hella fast. Like I said, I'm not afraid to walk out of the room. I done did this. I done did hella shit.
But haven't we seen? Isn't there a part where he's holding somebody up? Or something like that, or he's helping somebody walk.
I have no idea.
No, I'm saying like I feel like I keep seeing. That's all I've seen. I keep seeing like literally the exact same.
I try. If anything,
I don't know what the fuck.
I'm still trying. I'm already. Cause I think I might have seen the first thing that you saw. Because I had no idea. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still trying to scrub that out of my mind as far as like I barely remember that. I'm literally going in absolutely blind. So this makes me even more excited to see the movie.
Well, you saw the first trailer, and that
was like almost over a year, close to a year ago, and I barely remember it. And that wasn't really a trailer. So they always do a teaser first. They have the official trailer, then they do trailer 2, then they do the promotions. With all that combined, you can see a good 30-40% of the movie.
One of the cleanest promos I've seen so far. I don't know. Do you be on TikTok like that?
Nah, not really.
Well, I know you do, but they got that one Kevin Gates trend where he was saying, I got all these bullets in my teeth, and everybody been showing their grills.
Oh, I seen that.
They did it for the Sinners ones.
Yeah. I still didn't watch it though. I ain't gonna lie.
There was no shots from the movie. I know. It was just everybody on the red carpet. And
I just don't want to do it.
A lot of people was slugged up. Like that shit was pretty clean. So
I'm telling you, bro. I'm so tapped into like even the black and red colorway. You got black and red? It's bad. You know what I'm saying? I'm scrolling right past. It's just ingrained. Like I said, I want to watch. I have probably about 4 Ryan Coogler interviews saved because I want to watch them so bad, but I have to watch the movie first because I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? I know how directors can get, and I know how I am because I watch too many movies where I can see something and I'm in the middle of a movie and something dramatic is happening. I'm like, well, he's gonna be fine because in the trailer it hasn't happened yet. You know what I'm saying? So I don't. My mind plays on me like that too much. It's too turned up for me. Yeah. So I get way too excited. So I'm like, you know what? No. If it's a movie I really, really want to see, such as Sinners, I'm not watching shit. Yeah, like no interviews, no red carpet, nothing. You know what I'm saying?
It's hard to casually watch. If you really looking forward to it, it's hard to casually watch a trailer because if you looking forward to it, it's like
you dissecting it.
Yeah, you dissecting it. It's almost like imagine Wayne promoting the Carter 6, and you hear a beat in the background, and all of a sudden you hear that lighter flick, and as soon as the promo is fading out, he start rapping, and you like, you know what I'm saying? You're like, hold on, bro. You know what I mean? You kind of almost anticipating like, you about to come like this, or you just imagine. You know what I'm saying?
The expectations is crazy, but this is not helping, but it could help. But what Rotten Tomatoes is doing, what a lot of these early screener people are doing, like the access they got early, everything is sounding crazy fire.
I think that leads to a whole nother conversation. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm waiting for the back end of this, because the Rotten Tomato thing kind of got me a little. Yeah,
I mean that's really hard to do. That's definitely hard to do.
Is it?
Yes,
but I
go actually look up and see how many movies actually.
No, so look, Jose, it's gonna absolutely change. So say like last week it's 10 out of 10.
Right.
This week it can be 99 point. You know, like
so,
9 out of 10. Then it can be like 98. But still, your first week getting a 10 out of 10, bro. That's very rare.
All right, I'm gonna ask you this.
Okay.
So historically, we've known Rotten Tomatoes to be super harsh, right? So like I remember growing up and seeing like a movie we thought that was clean and crazy, and Rotten Tomatoes might give it a 70 or 60 something. You'd be like, what the fuck, right? So you almost had to like almost disregard it in a way, but kind of pay attention to it, because it was almost like, all right, if they say it's a 70s, then maybe it might be clean. If they say it's 50s, maybe it's fun, right? Whatever, right? You kind of almost had to go like there. But for me personally, I've seen recently where certain movies have gotten like, it almost seemed like they have a different system. This is from me outside looking in. It almost appears like they have a different system, because I see a lot of like high scores from them more recently, right? And the reason why I say that is because I was pretty satisfied and juiced that you watched that movie one of them days, right? So what would you give it? How you feel about that movie? I mean, just brief, because I know we're talking about, sinners.
Real quick, mind you, there's 2 scores for Rotten Tomatoes. You got audience and critic, so it's always going to be 2 different. I think right now you only got the critic score, because they're the only ones that got to see it. But I liked One of Them Days, but if I was to give it to one of our ratings, I would probably give it like a real dope movie, like a 7.5. And I compare it to, like, if you haven't seen it, I would say it's Friday mixed with Pineapple Express, just condensed really to a smaller version of both of those movies, like a real fast-paced Friday Pineapple Express, because it can get slapstick at sometimes, and sometimes it's like really funny. They can get corny. So I mean, and it's fun. Like I said, it's not like not taking itself super seriously. It's just well, yeah.
All right, so for me, real quick, you gave it a 7, a real dope movie. I'm gonna give it on the other end, a real decent movie. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like a high 6, 7. You know what I'm saying? Like 6.8,
same
6.9, something like that, right? Yeah. For me, it's fun. It was fun, but overall, as a movie, it was okay to me, right? And that's cool. But I had kept hearing how clean it was the whole time, right? But it was more so people saying that you heard it was clean, which is what you told me right before you saw it. So, do you know their Rotten Tomato score right now? What? 94.
Is it the audience score or I don't know. You gotta check that.
I don't know, but all I know is that that I've known for a fact that they had a high Rotten Tomato score this whole time. You know what I'm saying? Since people, because people made a point to say that they had a high Rotten Tomato score, along with other people amongst us saying that it was good, right? So when I watch it, it's not even close to a 94. You know what I'm saying? So when I saw, I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying?
I got you.
So when I see that, and I've looked at, it was a couple other movies. I forgot what other movies it was, but the Rotten Tomato score was kind of high too. And even talking about this, it's like I hear it, and I'm not saying that it's not going to be a good movie, because it seems like it will be, and I'm looking forward to it too. But seeing them give it 100 or 99%, what I just saw, and then them give One of Them Days 94 or high 90s, whatever it was before, I'm just like, all right. And it almost seemed like to me, because I talked to this about Chanel, because I told her about what we was talking about, and it almost seemed like the system is different. Almost like got a different like formula.
I'll say this.
It almost seems like it to me.
It is a system.
They don't seem as harsh.
First, to take into account, you got to know what scores you're looking at, because the critic score is going to be different from the audience score. So as far as the audience, say for example, the audience for Sinners and the audience for One of Them Days. The audience for One of Them Days is going to be down here. Not a lot of people can go out of their way to watch that movie. Right. Sinners, audience is going to be up here. It's going to be hella people. So the rating is going to be a lot more different as far as compared to One of Them Days. So say if a lot of fans went to go see one of them days of Keke Palmer, of SZA, the main characters, they're probably gonna be more prone to give it a higher score. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a lot of critics. It's not like a critically acclaimed movie, quote unquote. Yeah. So it's you have to look at the audience that's watching that compared to the audience that everybody about to go see Sinners. You know what I'm saying? So the range on that might be different. And just because it's such a high movie and it already has such a high rating from critics alone, that's gonna put it in a ballpark. It's probably gonna be a decent movie, at least fair. You know what I'm saying? Above average movie. But then you have people like us, the normal people, to go see it. You know what I'm saying? Then we give it our score, like, you know, the audience score. Yeah. And so I don't think that it'll probably still be high, but it probably won't be a 10 out of 10. Right. So because that's very, very hard to do. I think you can look up. It's probably like 10 movies that got perfect. It's not like shows, movies, because you can score everything, but it's not a lot of them that got perfect 10s. It's crazy hard. So check that out. Yeah. But mind you, it's always going to be 2 scores. So you got to be specific on, was it the critic score or was it the audience score? Because I'm pretty sure that was the audience score. And mind you, maybe a lot of critics, you know what I'm saying, didn't see it either. Is
the critics the tomato meter and the fans the popcorn meter? Maybe because they were in the movie.
It should say. I think it should be. It definitely should say critics and audience score. Okay. So you can probably search it up specifically.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Critics consensus, and this has the same logo. Yeah, so critics 94, audience 90.
For what?
For one of them days.
Interesting.
You see what I'm saying? And for me, it's not even close to that. It's not even close to a 90.
So I'm wondering.
But it's fun though.
I have a question. I wonder, is the audience score based on how many people went to go see and watch the movie?
Like, for sure.
So that's what I'm saying. But you gotta think about it, bro. SZA and Keke Palmer have a lot of fucking fans, bro.
No, but what I'm saying is that I hear you. But what I'm saying is that the fans give it a 90, but the critics are giving it a 94. So it's some consensus. It's like everybody. We just say it's a 9. You know what I'm saying? 9 something, whatever. Right? To me,
this
it's
not
funny,
even Jose. That. You know, a lot of the.
And I love Keke Palmer.
I think
too.
It might be like the so it might not have been a lot of critics that seen it, right? But at the same time, the critics that did see it might be more prone to black cinema. You know what I'm saying? To give it, like, it could be a bias with that too. So my bad.
That's one of the critics right there, man. You know what I'm saying?
But also,
white boy.
Also, we are very entertaining. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm not completely surprised by that.
These first 5 people, white folks, then a couple foreigners. I don't see nobody black there. It's a whole bunch of white folks.
Oh yeah, I'm still not surprised though. We're very entertaining.
Yeah, but it's interesting to me. That's why with me it's like I'm gonna just watch it. You know what I'm saying? Because I pay attention to how fast the movie comes out, too much promos to overcompensate for something else, or not enough sometimes, or sometimes the rollout to me almost tells me sometimes what may happen, and sometimes I'm wrong, but a lot of times for the most part you kind of see what happens. So you pay attention to the Rotten Tomato scores. I take it with a grain of salt. I don't walk in there and be like, well, Rotten Tomato says it's this, but I'm gonna remember that, you know what I'm saying, and then compare it to how I feel. So it's like, when I see that, and it's kind of hyped watching that movie and watching it, and I'm like, well, okay, this is more fun than like good. You know what I'm saying? But it's still decent though. You know what I mean? But
you'll be that 1 or 2% that wouldn't, you know, as far as that movie. You know what I'm saying? Because I think you can put your score on there, I think, if you make an account or whatever, but it won't be like the official, like a critic, obviously. Right. So I mean, like I said, it's not 100. You know what I mean? Right. So, but you definitely got movies out there that make sense too. Like you'll see the scores. I'm like, yep, that's about right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so it can be said for both ways. But if you, for homework, look up the top, like the 10 out of 10 shows and movies for Rotten Tomatoes, and you be like, oh, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see why they got different episodes. Like, oh, this episode in this series, this particular, like it's broken down to that level. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Since we're still on the movie hype, let's kind of talk about Predator.
So I got a question for you. That trailer I sent you, is that real?
Predator, which
the movie?
No. So there's no Predator trailer for the Predator Badlands yet. The only Predator trailer we got is Predator Killer of Killers, and that's the animation.
That shit looks dope.
Yeah. So I think the director that did Prey is the same person that's doing the animation.
Okay.
So and it's answering all the questions the fans have been wanting, as far as let's see the Predator in different time periods, and they absolutely deliver. The trailer looks insane. You got different versions of the Predator, big, small. You got him fighting samurai. You got him fighting in World War II. You got him fighting, I think, some Anglo-Saxons type shit. It's crazy, bro. I'm like, in the trailer, it's super gory. I wonder if we gonna
see him versus Vikings. That shit's gonna.
Oh yeah, I think Vikings is in there. They had the white paint.
That's what I thought. I seen with the paint on there.
Yeah. So they're gonna have Vikings too.
Trailer is crazy. Y'all know me. I love anime. So when you make an anime adaptation or something, I'm all over it. Like,
so it's gonna
looks fire.
I think it's gonna be released on Hulu, and I don't know if they're gonna do like one whole movie or just like different episodes.
Yeah.
So it might be different episodes you can watch. You can see what happens when a Predator goes against some samurais. You know what I'm saying? Which has been at the top of the list. Everybody wanted to see that, and so that might be damn near the last episode or some shit. But the trailer, to me, I don't know. I'm gonna give it a thumbs up because it's very gory. They ain't pulling no punches with it. And like I said, I love the different designs of the Predators, because it's different ones going on these different missions, which makes sense. And they even got one like a dog fight, like they in the airplanes fighting against the. I'm like, what? How y'all going? And they doing some crazy shit in the trailer. I'm like, they dogging these. I'm like, it's so unfair, but you always got that one hero that's able to pull some shit out his ass, or do some dope shit.
Yellow, what's up?
What up, Yellow?
What's up, Yellow?
Alonzo in the chat.
Oh, what's happening? What's up?
He said, "Little ugly cuz talk." So I'm assuming he talking about.
Yeah, I be talking about you.
No, he ain't talking about me. But yeah, chat. Let us know if y'all looking forward to that Sinners, or not Sinners, but Predator. Oh, well, obviously Sinners, but Predator Kill versus Kill, because it looks absolutely fantastic. Ain't gonna
lie, bro. That shit.
When does that come out?
I think later this year.
I
think so, bro. Cause like how I'm looking at it is like I said, I just caught up all on Invincible, bro. When I say that shit is fucking like, are you caught up, right?
I haven't. I'll probably watch it once it's all over with. I think the last time I seen it was like the season before last.
Okay,
yeah. So I'm gonna wait on it.
Super turned up. It's way more gory and cutthroat than it has been. So after watching that, and then you sending me the trailer for
Badlands.
But
Killer of Killers,
bruh.
Yeah, I had no idea that's what it was either.
I am juiced, bro.
Yeah, we eating good as far as shit to watch coming up, because right now they got Daredevil just finished. I get that like I haven't watched
it yet. I was waiting for it to finish.
I'll give it like the whole series as a whole. I'll give it like a 7.5, 8 out of 10.
Okay,
it's good. Obviously, the Righteous Gemstones, but they just opened up The Last of Us, bro. The Last of Us is back in the new
I've never
episode.
Seen any of it.
The Last of Us, bro.
I'm just being honest with you.
Oh man.
See, okay, I'm not gonna lie.
Do yourself a favor.
Hey, don't be ashamed. It's all good.
No. I'm just. That's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you with how you felt about Game of Thrones. See, at first I felt the same way when I seen Game of Thrones. I'm like, oh, this is another medieval classic show and all this. So I'm like, I wasn't really digging it. But Chanel, she read some of the books and she was like, no, you should watch this. So I got to binge watch it, because I started watching right before the last season came out. So I got to watch hell of it. And I was like, oh, this shit is pretty good.
Yeah.
I felt the same way about The Last of Us, like, oh, another like zombie apocalypse kind of deal. I'm like, man, it's not so many ways. It's been spun. How I feel, it's been spun every which way you can spin it. So I'm like, do I really need to see it? Like, you know what I mean? So, but when y'all recommend me to watch something, I'll
say this.
So you know what I mean? So it's The Righteous Gemstones, Vice Principals, and I'm gonna put The Last of Us on that list.
So look, The Last of Us is combining. I don't even want to use this because I feel like it's taboo to say it, but it's what The Walking Dead could have been. So take The Walking Dead and throw millions of dollars at it. And it's not zombies, bro. That's what's so crazy, because I guess you can call it zombies, but it's cordyceps. And this is a real thing. These things actually exist. And if they get into a certain species, it can take control of it. It's a real thing. And so that's why the show or the game is so popular, because they play on that. Like, what if one of the biggest organism on our planet, which is the fungus, decided that it wanted to be the dominant species. And it's a certain cordyceps out there where it can, its spurs can get, you can breathe it in.
So it's like that one movie that came out, The Happening or something like that.
No, absolutely not.
But I'm saying,
I got you.
The concept of it, because that's basically what the concept was. If nature decided that, you know what, it's time for us to reclaim. That kind of sounds. The only
difference is that it's a real thing.
No, I'm saying it's kind of like the basis is the bottom line of it. It's kind of like,
so the biggest organism on this planet right now is fungus. It's the biggest living organism.
I thought it was zombies. I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it a buck with you. I thought it was a zombie movie.
Things is fire because it's, like I said, it's spores. It can get into everything, and you got the typical, if a cordyceps zombie or whatever you want to call it bites you, it can affect you with the spores. You know what I'm saying? So you can end up turning into one too, obviously. But they are like the worst part of zombies, as far as like they're fast, they can be smart, you know what I'm saying, and they look crazy, you know what I'm saying. They got different sizes too, so you can get the big ones, you know what I'm saying. So it's not, but it's also, like I said, it's better written. The quality is way better, but Pedro Pascal is one of the main characters, bro. So that should let you know right there. Like that's a high commodity right there.
You seen it?
Nah,
but
it's my interest.
So in the first episode, it's a dude on the couch saying what I just said. Like, what if this organism decides to, you know what I'm saying, which is pretty much setting you up for the movie. And if you want, you can go on YouTube or whatever and look up these same cordyceps and look what they do to insects and shit. They get inside of them, start to control them, make them go to certain areas, plant them, grow more spores out of them to shoot more, to do it against something else. Crazy, bro. Crazy, terrifying, absolutely sick. But they out there. But for some reason, they just don't decide to do it to humans. They just don't.
Wait, so is that one of the clips I seen where it's like a deer in the woods and it eat like a mushroom or something, and then it starts?
Because for some reason it doesn't attack the animals.
Okay,
it's only doing it to humans in the show.
I seen it's another movie or a show where I seen on TikTok where a deer is like walking in the woods or something, and it like eats a mushroom or a plant, and it's like starts tweaking out.
Well, that would really happen, because you know it's poisonous and it's psychedelic. So any animal that eat any like actual, that happens for sure all the time.
No, I'm saying, but this it
was like a show, you said?
Yeah,
it wasn't okay. It wasn't real.
You could tell. No, it wasn't real. No,
okay.
You could tell
that really happens though.
You could tell that this wasn't like no regular psychedelic mushroom. Like the eyes of the deer fucking changed, and they like started kind of going a little rabid. Like it came across like a predator. I think it was a wolf or something else, and it was not scared. Like nigga, that shit started snarling at the fucking wolf and shit. I was wondering if that was from that, but I guess it's a different show.
Yeah, they only come after humans or whatever. But like I said, it's crazy, because remember I said the biggest organism is that, and so over time it's everywhere. So say if you step on a spore or whatever, it'll alert the zombie cordyceps from miles away, and they on their way to you, because you done pretty much gave away your position, because it's so much. But they kind of chilled off of that as far as the show, because it's overkill at that point. Ain't no way you'll survive, because in the video, it's based off a video game. In the video game, it's one or two characters. You got to be really careful where you stay. You know, it's crazy. But they do kind of like mention it a little bit, like these motherfuckers is everywhere, and they fast as fuck, and they turned up, and they hella strong. But the premise is also dope too, because you got the save the child premise. I won't tell you what it is, but you got, you know, Pedro Pascal play somebody named Joe, and he has to do something in order to like that's the show. Like he's known as like a brutal ass motherfucker, because in the beginning he got a family. You know, everybody got a family. You know what I'm saying? And something happened to him in particular, he turned him into a straight beast. So it's like, you gotta watch it.
For you, Jose, the co-actor, the little girl, she's in Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah, she's tight.
Of course she is.
Yeah. But everybody is it. So it's like if Walking Dead was TV, Last of Us is the movies.
Okay,
that's clear difference, bro. Night and day difference. I'm like, damn, this is crazy how good this is.
How many seasons is it right now?
Just one. New season just started on Sunday. So season 2, episode 1 is only out.
Okay.
So you can I envy you, because it was really difficult going week to week.
Okay,
it was that's hard to do, to make it really difficult to wait, because Last of Us.
That means it was really
when
good.
I say Game of Thrones, my first time watching it, my anxiety meter was up. You know what I'm saying? But I knew that I can just go to the next episode. You know what I'm saying? I never got to experience the wait. Last of Us is the first time when something was so good and your anxiety was here. Yeah. I'm like, bruh, oh my God, we gotta wait 7 days. It was crazy.
I'm not gonna lie, like now
that shit good.
I think the last thing that I used to week to week was Power. After that, fuck that. I can't do it, bro. I'd rather just wait. I'd rather sit out for a month.
I got you. Sometimes you just gotta be on it. Like I mean, obviously, I gotta be on it because I want to.
I be like that with anime. When I know certain fight scenes is about to drop, I'll wait like 2-3 weeks so I can see the whole fight scene, bro. Because
I kind of did that.
The last time I waited was Power Tournament for Dragon Ball Z, and that shit pissed me off because it would be right to the good part next week on Dragon. I'd be like,
but you know what's funny though? When I don't wait week to week. But I could watch a series, or Chanel might introduce something that, when did this come out? It came out in 2023, and I get interested in it. And as I'm watching it, I'll like process that I've watched the bullshit episode. Like in my mind, I'll be like, oh man, if I would have seen this when it was coming out week to week, I'd have been hot. I'd have been like, what the fuck, right? Because something you'll get to the end of that show, it could be fucking Love Island, like something like that, right? And who they gonna pick, who they want to pair up with, at, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna announce it at the end, and then they go through everybody, and the one that we really tripping off of next week, we gonna figure out. And I'm sitting there, and we just click the next episode, but in my mind, I'm like, man, if we was watching this shit during when I've been hot. Like, where we gotta wait to see what this one person picks, bro. Like,
I figured out that formula real fast. Cause Lisa was watching. I'm like, nah, they playing. You gonna have to wait till the next episode. If I was you, I stop right here and just go to the next episode, because they playing themselves in the trailer. That's how I know. I know the formula.
The last real show that had me like on edge like that was True Blood. Waiting every Sunday to watch that. Bro, I was like, they really cut it off here? Bro, you be hot, bro.
Bro, nah, bro. Yeah, I couldn't do it.
All right, so y'all got your recommendations out there. So, The Last of Us, Daredevil Born Again, Black Mirror, obviously. Definitely check out that Black Mirror. We didn't even talk about it really, but Black Mirror.
You had a question, but also too, real quick. Did you say you saw Adolescence?
No,
that was me.
Chanel did.
Oh, okay, I recommended it.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I like I said, I saw everything up until like the last 20 minutes of the final episode. I started nodding off. I watched it too late, but at the same time, I was like impressed about the one shot
each episode.
Every episode, the whole time, I'm sitting there like, how they gonna pull this off? Like, I'm sitting there watching the show, but watching the camera work. You know what I'm saying? The whole time, and even the part where the drone went over and went to the other side of town. I'm like, okay, they finessed this one. Yeah, they finessed this one. But it was clean though. Yeah. But also too, it also showed you ahead of time like where the setting of this episode is going to be, because you can only obviously take it so far. But the one part when they was driving in the car for hell long, when they was driving to the store, I was just sitting there like,
so that's another way to transition to a different area. You know what I'm saying? So they had their little tricks or whatever, but I appreciate it because they didn't take no shortcuts, literally no cuts. So sometimes they'll say it's a one shot, but they'll go behind a pole or something like that, and it'd be like it'd be a cut there. Like, okay, y'all had it off. It was a cut. I give y'all the one shot.
We paying attention.
Yeah. But it's really difficult to do that, especially with actors, timing, positioning. You know what I'm saying? So I admire the time they took to put that together, and the actors and how on point they was. So I still recommend it.
And also too, the one take Jakes and stuff like that. But also, I did peep one part where I could see somebody potentially slip up, and maybe if they weren't shooting one shot, the one, you know what I'm saying, they might have been like, all right, hold on, you know what I'm saying, was the kid when he was talking about his grandparents. There was one point where, and you may have not even peeped it, but I had to rewind it a couple of times, because when he was talking about his grandparents, he said one thing, two thing, and he kind of came in like, oh yeah, like the way he said it was like, oh yeah, and this, like almost like he imagine imagine we improving, but we got to hit this key point, right? So I hit 1, 2, I kind of fade off, and I almost fall off a track. So I have to kind of bring it back so I can get to where the main course of what I'm actually saying, because it almost like there was a quick pause, and he was just like, "Oh," and then you know what I mean? Like he went back to listening.
to go back and
but
see
it's the smallest of things, though. It was, but other than that, everything was on point, and I was cool with that. And then the Black Mirror thing, I know you want me to say too much. I don't know if you wanted me to give it.
No, I was gonna say because it was something I was gonna bring up. So I only seen episode 1 because we don't gotta get into details, but so far, just me seeing episode 1. Still on track to be very disturbing and very entertaining. You know what I'm saying? It's very, very, very disturbing, and I always forget. Like, damn, does everything have to be like? Does all the episodes lead to something negative? And it kind of does. You know what I'm saying? But the controversy is people are upset, and mind you, I didn't think about it too much. I haven't seen it yet. I just seen the argument, and it was saying that too many famous people are in it now, and so I'm like, well, I wonder if that can ruin it for me too. And just watching episode 1, I'm like, it didn't really ruin it for me. So it was still good. So but they use a lot of famous people this season.
I said the same thing. I'm the same person where Home Alone 2, you start seeing Coca-Cola cans and you start seeing more product placement. Budget went up, obviously, as the seasons go, kind of like Stranger Things, stuff like that. As you see different things. They might use an iPhone season 3 and stuff like that. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I did notice that, and I mentioned that to Chanel before we watched it, because we watched the whole thing, you know what I'm saying? And I mentioned, I was just like, I had to preface, I'm not saying it's gonna be weak. I'm not saying nothing, but it don't throw you off that it's a hella people that we know. And then she even mentioned, like, you know, she tried to play the other side and was just like, yeah, but you know, we've seen other people that were familiar with us before. I'm like, yeah, but not these people that we know. But that first one was a pretty good blend. You know what I'm saying? And it's not as crazy as it sounds. I would say that it's not as crazy as it sounds. It's not like it's a mix CD. It's not like it's a DJ Khaled album or nothing. You know what I mean?
You can kind of see, like, they showed like the thumbnails. You kind of can see who's gonna be in there, and they kind of already did it last season. You know what I'm saying? They brought in like maybe 4 or 5 really big people to come in. I'm like, oh shit!
But there's people that have elevated since, like even the USS Callister.
Yeah, like that's my girl. She was in Penguins.
Exactly.
So she was first in that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So to see where she's at now, but she actually was there originally, and even the main bruh that was
he famous as fuck.
Same thing. You know what I'm saying? So you're naturally gonna see that, and if they're gonna do a part 2 to the episode, obviously you're gonna have 2 or 3 people that you probably be like, what the fuck, right? But like even 2 people on that first episode, like 2 people like that we're familiar with, you know what I'm saying? But still, I thought it was a decent blend. And then after that, besides that one, you got the Issa Rae, you know what I'm saying? And other than to me, it wasn't like they were all in the same episode together, and that was like that's what they were leading with. You know what I mean? This is what they're like their driving force is like. We got these people. You know, it didn't come off like that. I think
so. You're saying the story still held its own as far as. Because like I said, I only seen one, and I'm looking forward to the USSR one or whatever. Yeah, because that was one of my favorites from or whatever. So as far as quality, because that's how I was going to compare it. I'm like, even though they are bringing in famous people, I still want to see the quality, and I felt like just off the first episode, quality was still there, man.
The quality to me is real deal.
Oh shit,
the stories. Real dope. Overall, I gave it, like, I'm not even going with that. Like, every episode we went
separately.
Yeah, separately. I could tell you that we were towing the line between 7.8s was probably the lowest one, and the highest one.
Damn.
It was the lowest one, and the highest rating I would say would probably, unless she didn't tell me, but for me personally, I would say like an 8.2 or 3. That's the highest rated episode, I would say. So overall,
which one was that?
I gotta think about it, man, because I would have to have the episodes laid out to make sure. But I just remember there was nothing that was a 6. There was nothing that was a 9.
You remember your favorite episode?
I can't remember. I would have to like. We literally went.
So the USSR wasn't your favorite?
No.
All right.
But it wasn't.
That one is so good. You seen that one?
Yeah, ain't the main dude that was trapping people in there? Ain't that the same bully from fucking Like Mike?
Yeah, he came a long way.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this though. That episode, that was the last episode of the season.
For real?
Yeah.
All right,
and not to take nothing away, but that was like that was real decent. Like it was one of those ones where Chanel looked at me and was like, they didn't have to do this one. Like it was like that, but it was creative. But it was okay, and like the rest of the shit was like the quality of everything, the way it was shot obviously was on point, but some of the storylines was.
What would you give the first episode then?
First episode, I gave that one. That was like.
I'm gonna go ahead and give that an 8.
I think like that one for me, if I'm not mistaken,
that fucked me up.
That was like 8-1. I think that was like an 8-1 to me, or something like that. But it was like an 8. But then other than that, it was. We was rocking.
I judged that shit based off emotions. You know what I'm saying? How I can't. Okay, because like it's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna finish it this week, and we'll talk about it. I'm
gonna say this. I'm a combination plate. I promise you. I watch from like 3 or 4 different angles every time. I'm watching it to see if it's gonna reel me in. If I get irritated by this character, like, oh, come on, bro, like that means you're getting invested naturally, right? Okay, I'm cool with that. I want to see the quality of maybe the acting, how it's shot, stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I'm okay with separating it, right? Like even with the One of Them Days, like to me overall as a movie, it was okay, but it was fun and I can watch it, right? And it was like with this, it was good, but to me, it wasn't their best season. But it was good. It was good though. Oh yeah, it was
I think they got 7 seasons now.
They got quite a few. Yeah,
and I don't even know how to judge that.
That USS one.
There's 7 seasons of.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's not hella. Some seasons don't have hella episodes.
It might be like 4 or 5 episodes. I mean, like 5 or 6 episodes, maybe even 6 or 7.
I think this one
was only 7 episodes.
7.
I think.
Yeah. We I'm not gonna lie. We ran through that shit. We started at the beginning. I think it was.
No, it's
Saturday.
really. So the only reason why we probably didn't keep going because it was like 12:30 at night when we started it. I'm like, bruh, this depressed me to the point where I have to get some rest because I can't continue into the next one. Cause I know it's always teetering the same line. Like it's gonna get kind of fucked up. You know, it's gonna start out pretty cool, but it's gonna get fucked up in a minute. So I'm like, let me take a break. You know what I'm saying? So I'll probably try to finish it. If not tonight, maybe tomorrow. All right. Real quick, we don't gotta spend too much time on it, but LeBron is getting a Barbie, I guess.
Bruh.
LeBarbie.
Retail $75. Not resale. Retail, bro. And when I say people were lined up and fighting over these things like they were Pokemon cards.
They did the same thing for Aaliyah just recently. They released a Aaliyah Barbie, and that shit is going for like $300 now on eBay or whatever.
I'm not surprised. Sold out
instantly. Yeah. I'm not surprised. Cool. But I heard they was only selling the LeBron ones at like a shoe store or something like that.
They had them at Target.
Oh, they did?
Trust me.
I had them at Target.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by the price. Nothing.
I heard undefeated. Now I'm tripping. I heard it was undefeated.
Because there's people that got every LeBron. You know what I mean? They got a LeBron collection. They got the jerseys. They want to add it to
a LeBron Barbie. Yeah, that's going
a Barbie. Yeah,
that's going to go.
A girl, somebody on TikTok was like, imagine walking into a dude room. And you walk in and you see the LeBron Barbie next to the LeBron Hennessy.
Hey, that's clean. For real. That's clean. That's a cool little collection.
My cousin next to a LeBron PlayStation controller. He got his King James.
My cousin Breland's a big LeBron James fan, and for his birthday, I got him the LeBron Hennessy. And so when he went on a trip for his birthday, he took the Hennessy bottle with him, but he saved the box. He came, it was hella funny, but I'm gonna show y'all the picture after. He came back, he sent me a picture. He came back home, and my grandma, she's just one of the people that I'll just go through the house hella randomly and just start cleaning up shit she think is like trash. No. He was like, bro, tell me why I came home. And mom was like, yeah, take this bag out for me. I did some like straightening up. He was like, all right, where the bag at? She's like, oh, it's over there. And he walked behind the counter and grabbed the bag, and the first thing on top was a LeBron Hennessy box. He was like, bruh, would this be a valid crash out?
That's hella funny.
The box broke down and everything.
Nah, it was still whole, but he was like, bruh,
okay, cool.
He was like, would this be a valid crash out?
Because flatten it out. You can still bring it back.
You can bring it back.
Yeah.
It was hella funny. bro.
And you would hope that it got broken down how it was supposed to.
Yeah.
Sometimes
just rip it.
No, don't get me wrong, because my cousin actually works at Target. I told him, like, bro, if you get you one, just let me know. I'll get me one too. I'm like, just because, like, I wish I was old enough when they did the NBA, some of the NBA Barbies. Like, Jordan had one, Kobe had one. At one point in time, my sister had the W, and she had Lisa Leslie, Cheryl Swoop. Like, she had them. I don't know what happened to them. Like, them things would be worth some cheese right now. Yeah. So that's why I'm saying, like, don't get me wrong, I'll get it, but it's just like there was people like fighting over them. Like, I get it, bro. Like, I know I get some people are fans, other people are on the resale hype. So it's like, because they know it's gonna be a commodity, but the fact that they're calling it Lil Barbie is like
hilarious. It's hella funny.
Perfect.
But I think Mattel, the people that make the Barbies, might have like just like figured something out. They're like, wait a minute, we can do this every now and then and have some crap, like have our own like, you know, like viral moments, because the Aaliyah was out of nowhere and that was crazy. I mean,
I heard that I didn't notice, but I just recently found out that they were doing it for WNBA players. Like this, I guess this previous season or maybe before or whatever. I
didn't hear about it.
There's like certain star players in WNBA that they were making their own.
You know, like I said,
did it happen already, or they're about to do it?
They was already doing it. Like I was watching Gil's Arena and Lexi Brown on there, and when she said it, they asked the same question. Oh, so they gonna do it too? She said, no, they been doing it. So
like I said, back in the day, my sister had Lisa Leslie, Cheryl Swoop.
I think they might do it more often though, because of I said, the trend, like people lining up and just getting their name out there more.
The ones my sister had for they were actually in WNBA uniforms. Like, LeBron is just in a lifestyle uniform. He's not in no Lakers jersey.
That's so LeBron
jersey,
though.
like
that's very LeBronish.
Like I think the Jordan one, he was actually in the Bulls outfit. You know
that makes sense. Though, for some reason, I didn't even think twice when I saw him in the like lifestyle, you know, I mean outfit or whatever. But say if they do like they can do hella people, bro. Like it can be so many people that they do.
They gotta do Curry for sure.
They do Curry, but he'll probably be in this outfit. You know what I'm saying? But
these ain't too bad. From '98, this is $20.
What
the old school WNBA ones?
They're clean too. I wish my sister still had. I wish my mom would kept. My sister would have kept them. Like I would have took them. I would have put them in my fucking room with all my other collectibles. That shit's tight. I just think it's hella funny, like how you got grown Tupac, men going
they do
crazy.
Biggie, they do
like,
fucking.
You know what I mean?
Shit, they can do a lot of icons and probably go crazy with it, because if it's official Barbie, it's official. You know what I'm saying?
Didn't Snoop had an Elf on the Shelf. He had his own Elf on the Shelf.
Yeah, that's so random.
But it's like, but I think that's cool though, because that's like the pops. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause everybody, you know, everybody had a pop. You know what I'm saying? Now it's everybody can do the Barbie thing, and now it's, I think, like you said, LeBron can kind of lead the way for people wanting to do that, and now people, like you said, people gonna line up, and it's something different. Especially, you know, the shoe game.
I wonder if they reached out to him
as far as resale, but this other
they had to, bro.
I think I wonder if because
I'm pretty sure reached out to him.
I'm pretty sure
unless he signed over his likeness.
No, for sure.
I was gonna say, because I think Barbie's a little bit more like prestigious, like other than Pops. Like a Funko Pop, they're gonna make a Funko Pop out of anything. You know what I'm saying? But I think Barbie's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? If we contact you, we'll make you a Barbie, official Barbie. You know what I'm saying?
But also too, I mean, I think Pop is the same thing, but they're just doing it for everybody. But Barbie, I think, is a little bit more, like you said, prestigious. So definitely LeBron, definitely.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So they probably reached out.
Because I saw this a picture with him posing with the Barbie wearing the exact same thing that the Barbie's wearing.
He's been a huge part of the promo.
Okay, fast.
Yeah. So that's
like, it hasn't been no commercials, but I'm talking about like as far as like online and the ads for it. LeBron has been in it.
You know, he getting cheese for that.
All right,
it's dope. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Okay. Before, let me tell you, what time is it? Because I want to ask this question real quick. It's not too crazy. It's not like a cinema versus anything, but kind of not really. Okay, yeah. I wanted to ask y'all, and I want to try to like rapid fire this. All right, because I saw this on TikTok earlier. I'm like, this is an interesting question to ask. But it might be difficult. But try to rapid fire if you can. All right. Y'all ready?
All
right. We'll go Stacks first.
Okay, appreciate you.
All right. just get ready.
You want to rapid fire? Don't have me go first.
All right. Favorite Disney movie?
That's not no fucking
That's
rapid
not rapid
fire
fire.
question.
Come
bro.
on, you gotta drop it. That's what I'm saying. You gotta try to rapid fire.
To be honest, it's either Aladdin or Hercules.
Okay,
I'm tied between those two.
Jose. Well, if you had to pick one to watch, like to show somebody, for the clips, man, I need the clips.
Hercules.
Say it one more time. My bad.
Hercules.
Fuck, man, because I would have to, fuck. I always have to Google and make sure I ain't miss. I always miss something.
Off the top of the head, it's not cemented, so it's okay. I'm gonna go Lion King.
See what I'm saying? And then you say Lion King, I'm like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Just think about, bro. If you had all the Disney tapes laid out in front of you,
that's what I'm. But that's
what you know for a fact you about to pick. Like, I'm for sure about to watch this.
I just feel like the ones that I need to be watching are like literally gray right now. I can't imagine. That's why I be needing to Google because I be forgetting.
It's top of the head. Come on, man. Top of the head. Like I said, we can always come back. You know what I'm saying? We can come back to it.
We're looking around the room. Johnny Tsunami.
All right, that's cool.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I know it's not.
I almost said Goofy movie.
All right.
Yeah, that's tough, bro. Should have said my favorite color.
Favorite Pixar.
Oh, A Bug's Life.
Monsters Inc.
I'm gonna go Toy Story. Favorite Marvel movie.
Iron Man. That was easy.
Man.
My bad.
All right.
Fuck.
I'm gonna go Black Panther.
Black Panther.
All right. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Favorite comedy.
Like movie or show?
Movie.
Step Brothers.
Coming to America, but more recently probably Tropic Thunder. Fuck me up.
I'm gonna play a little crazy. I'm gonna go Superbad.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right. Favorite sci-fi movie.
That's a fucking good one. Favorite sci-fi movie? Independence Day.
Okay. Nice.
Shit.
That was a hard one.
That's difficult.
Yeah.
Cause I got two, but I have to pick one.
That's a hard one.
I'm gonna go.
Hella shit start going through my mind.
Shit. I got hella shit going through my mind. I'm gonna go. Fuck. I just lost it. God damn. Go ahead, bro.
So I got three, but I'm obviously have to choose one. I'm gonna choose The Predator, but the two following up is Aliens and Back to the Future.
Oh fuck! Oh yeah, Back to the Future for sure.
I knew it was gonna be his.
Yeah,
That's why I was like, let me just go ahead and go because I'm gonna say what his is. All right.
You helped me out right there. See, I be
Carpe Diem said Interstellar. I see you right on, Caitlin. I ain't got the computer right now, so I'm not up on the live chats. So bear with me. Okay, let me see. All right, this will be the last one. We'll do favorite comic duo movie.
Like, you mean the two can be like two actors that
Yeah.
made it that was funny?
Yeah.
But I just because I seen it the other day and it reminded me how funny it was, the other guys with Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell.
Okay.
They were out of pocket.
other guys for sure. But it's funny because the other day I watched Wedding Crashers. And that shit
This
was.
Vaughn and Owen Wilson, boy.
God, that shit was. Oh my
Well,
god!
there goes
amazing.
mine. I was gonna go Wedding Crashers, followed up by Dumb and Dumber, but Wedding Crashers for sure is mine.
Yeah.
I guess we can do one more. Let's do
That was a good one.
Let me see. Okay, this is all right. This is the last one for sure. This is gonna be. It might be a little bit more difficult for Jose. But favorite war movie. It can be back in the day. Now it don't matter. Any favorite war movie.
Favorite war movie. Like when you say war, like they fought in the war, or it was based around like the army and shit.
It's the fought in the war. Like I said, it can be back in the ancient times. It don't even matter.
Favorite war movie.
I know exactly where I'm going with it.
I know where I'm going.
Would Apocalypto count?
I don't know. I think I can. I'll give you that. I'll give you Apocalypto.
Okay. That movie fucked me up.
I'm gonna go Forrest Gump.
Oh, fast. Easy pickings, huh? I'm gonna go Troy. Come on.
I'm not gonna lie. As soon as you said that, I'm
Apocalypto is extremely
so if
good.
Apocalypto doesn't count, I'm gonna go 300.
Oh, 300 is good too. All right.
So
Okay.
I'll say
All
300.
Right.
Nah, but you fucked me up with the Disney one because it's way too many Disney movies, man.
Facts.
You know, even with the sci-fi one, I'm over here like I'm trying my best
That
not to
was
say
tough,
Men in Black.
Would dead presidents count?
I'm over here trying not to say Men in Black because I'm like I know it's something else. When you see Back to the Future, I'm like yes.
It's crazy because I knew that was gonna be his pick, and so as soon as you pass it to me, that's why I was like, I'm gonna say 3 because obviously it's Aliens and Predators for me. But as my third was gonna be yours, which is to be
honest, I thought your sci-fi movie was gonna be The Matrix. To be honest, I thought that's what yours was gonna be.
See, 2 rapid fire for him too. See,
To be so honest, I just knew you was gonna say The Matrix.
That's my favorite movie of all time. But Predator changed me as a kid as far as like this is the sci-fi movie for me. Like to this day, Predator is untouchable. You know what I'm saying? Like even it's not on the writing scale of as a Matrix, but I consider that more of a sci-fi movie to me because it deals with aliens or whatever, whatnot.
I think that's why I went. Because you said favorite comedy. My favorite movie is a comedy, Coming to America, but I'm gonna always be biased. Whatever. But just something more like modern, something that fucked me up when I was a little older, for sure. That's why I said Tropic Thunder. But, bro, like, because we write down these classic movies, bro. But another one that's like on top of my is the Meet the Parents series, bro. Ben Stiller is gold, bro. All of Ben Stiller's comedies are ridiculous, bro.
I just watched that, by the way.
Which one? Meet the Parents?
Meet the fucking Parents, and it's too much.
Ridiculous,
it's too ridiculous.
They're all ridiculous. Even when they met his parents, bro.
Meet the Fockers.
Oh my god, bro. Yes, bro.
What?
I had to bring up Wedding Crashers because that was just on point too, as far as like because only reason I wouldn't go other guys is because I don't look at Mark Wahlberg as a comedian, but I look at Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn as comedians and them going back and forth because they do the same thing in he with his brother Luke Wilson in Old School, but Vince Vaughn and Owen, like the comic timing and the chemistry was like firing on all cylinders for me, and I'm like, damn, it was so many quotables, and you got your little cameo from Will Ferrell, and it was like so expected, you know what I'm saying? Like I was so happy about that before I knew it, you know what I'm saying? And
Bradley Cooper, like you forget you forget that he in there. You know what I'm saying, bro?
That's like, crazy.
He's the
boyfriend.
The boyfriend that was playing football that was doing hella shit.
Yeah, he was fucking him up.
His phone, bro.
They put the Visine in that nigga water.
Yeah, bro, shit like that. But I see what you're saying though. But the reason why I think for me I appreciate other guys was because, I think personally, as a movie, other guys was a little better to me, like as far as just the overall movie. But and the fact that Mark Wahlberg isn't a comedian, I think kind of
keep up with Will Ferrell, bro. Like,
I think it kind of adds to the like the sweet and savory kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? It's something different, but. Wedding Crashers for sure is up there, you know what I'm saying? But it's hard for me. I guess for me too, I wanted to find something different because I literally just watched Wedding Crashers over this weekend, and that's just fresh in my mind. So I wanted to.
It's also can be considered a romantic comedy too.
Yeah,
but like I said, it's the comedic duo, comedy duo.
Yeah.
Reese Witherspoon and Vince Vaughn, like
Jennifer Aniston
and Vince Vaughn. Or what about The Dilemma with Vince Vaughn and what's fat bruh? I can't think of his name.
Paul Blart. Kevin John, wasn't it? Kevin.
It's not Kevin Smith. It's
Jones.
James.
Kevin James. There you go. Yeah. I ain't seen him in a minute. He been sleeping.
Bruh, The Dilemma was so funny.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
All right. Well, like I said, it was more so a rapid fire. So obviously some things we might have forgot about, but it's supposed to be quick. You know what I'm saying? Off the top of the dome.
Because even me saying Johnny Tsunami, I'm like, bro, I don't know why I just randomly just thought about it, but
Johnny Tsunami is good.
It is great, but I know it's not that.
I'm going to the golden era though. That Lion King is too much. No, how many times I watched that?
Yeah.
If it wasn't Lion King, it was gonna be Peter Pan. But I watched those movies repeatedly, at least once a day. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I said it for me. It was out of Aladdin and Hercules because was like constant rotation for me growing up. Like me and my dad, we was a Goofy movie, just nostalgic for me because that's something me and my dad shared together. But like as far as like if I got to go to my cassettes, my VHSs and pick, it was either it was Hercules then Aladdin or Aladdin then Hercules. Yep. Like
I'll probably lean more towards Aladdin because I like them both equally though. But something about that.
Jafar was a beast.
The magic carpet, the genie, like it was a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? Hercules is Hercules. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It was more so kind of like waiting for him to be back to him. But the whole concept with Robin Williams, man.
Hess, man, you late?
Yeah,
you late, Hess.
But all right, y'all. Like I said, I don't want to spend too much time on that. It's getting a little late. Unless anybody had any other questions, we'll probably start to head out of here.
Sticky situations.
Jose, you supposed to have one. You know what I'm saying?
Well, man, it's been a couple weeks, man. You know what I'm saying?
You had some time to stack them up.
Ooh, I think
it's not a big deal, though. We come next week. We had a little bit of a late start because I was trying to figure out the Instagram and YouTube situation on how to go live on both platforms, and finally
so
figured
make
it
sure
out.
y'all spam out that page, the Real Squad page, for people that, because some people, like I know some of my coworkers, they don't have YouTube accounts, and some of them don't want to make one, so they can't they can't leave comments. But shout out y'all for still watching,
right? But they can do it on YouTube. On Instagram.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of people do have Instagram already, so that is another way to watch the live and to be able to comment through your account. We do read the comments, so we do engage with our audience. So hey man, tell your friends, you know what I mean? Shout us out on IG. Let them know we on there too now. Moving forward, you know.
All right, Jose. I guess we can get up out of here.
It's all good, man.
All right. Next week though, you'll be ready?
Of course.
All right.
I'm over here going through the shit, going through questions I didn't already asked. I'm like my notes, like, all right, I'm way too deep. No diddy.
If you are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you don't have a YouTube profile, do us a favor. Make one. It's free. Subscribe to our channel. Helps us out a lot. Yep. Obviously, hit that like button. It will absolutely push the video out to more viewers. Can't stress that enough. And for sure, hit that notification bell so we go live once a week, Wednesdays between 9:30 and 10, closer to the 10 o'clock time. So so give us a little bit of time to go live. But we appreciate everybody for coming through. Appreciate the chat for always chiming in, dropping their gems. What up, Frank? we on our way up out of here, Frank. Right on. And yeah, man. Make sure you guys participate. Like I said, we address the chat often, and tonight was a little bit different. I don't have the laptop in front of me, but next week we'll be back to regular timing, and we got some special things coming. Obviously, we're trying to upgrade every chance we get. Hence the live on Instagram. So, we got more people, more eyes on it, whatever. Maybe I'll try to put TikTok on there too. You know what I'm saying? And we'll figure that out from there. But yeah, man, do us that favor. Hit that like button, push the video out there, subscribe, and we will catch y'all next week on Wednesday.
Real Squad.
Let these guys take you out.
Up, over, and out. Real Squad. And we really real. Real Squad.
I'm going to say it one more again. Houston Rockets, Pop Sockets, Hot Pockets. Warriors and 6, baby.
All right. That's what he said. I didn't.